The regular Apple Watch battery is something that's always been of interest to me. So Apple says the regular Apple Watch, so anywhere from the original to the Series 8 can get 18 hours of battery life using all of their features without any questions. But they also introduced low power mode back with watchOS 9 at WWDC 2022, or last year. So this got me thinking, as I have an Apple Watch Ultra which basically doubles that traditional battery life and gets 36 hours of battery life. So going to another Apple Watch sometimes is a downgrade for battery life with me, as I know my Ultra will last me a lot longer than my Series 8 will. But I've actually not used low power mode on any of the Apple Watches I've owned. I've actually found a better way that doesn't handicap your Apple Watch and will save you a lot of battery. So I had this Series 8 on my wrist for a full almost 24-30 hour day, and I had 30% left at the end of the day after doing this, and I did not turn on low power mode. I used sleep tracking, so it had a little while to go. So it got fully charged on Wednesday night. I then used it for sleep tracking, woke up the next day, we were about at 91%, and I was like, oh, perfect, this is great. Now, it was time to travel. I tracked a workout before I left, so I used about an hour. So we were at about 85% going to the airport. And I was like, we're chilling. But just to ease my battery anxiety, I turned on theater mode. So turning on theater mode actually prevented everything. Turning on theater mode actually just prevents the always on display from working, and everything else still works. So when you turn on low power mode, you lose your always on display, your heart rate notifications for irregular heart rate, rhythm, high and low heart rate, your background heart rate measures, your background blood oxygen measurements, as well as your start workout reminders. So this is 5 key Apple Watch features that you're losing out on by turning on low power mode. So why really use low power mode if you're gonna handicap your Apple Watch? This is why I've never used it. And it'll also, when your iPhone's not nearby, it'll turn off cellular, Wi-Fi, and any incoming phone call notifications you may be getting. So you're kind of just making this an expensive watch using low power mode, which is much better than the standby mode we had initially with the Apple Watch. I'll admit that, because the low power mode we had before watchOS 9 just showed you the time and absolutely did nothing else. And now while this is a step in the right direction, I feel handicapping the Apple Watch isn't the right thing to do. So instead of turning on low power mode, I turned on theater mode. Now theater mode turns off the always on display, and that's it. Everything else will work the same as it did. And this got me pretty good results, as I lost at most 30% a day each day as I was wearing my Apple Watch all day, waterlocked, in pools, in the beaches, wherever. And it was really nice to not handicap my Apple Watch, have it still work just as it was, because my Ultra gets 36 hours of battery life, but this was not with me. All I had was my one Series 8 Apple Watch. And I was also using a simple watch face, which is the modular duo watch face, which might have played into the occasion as well. And I did also turn off background app refresh a while ago, just because I feel that was just a waste of battery entirely. I don't believe in background app refresh at all. I just think it's something extra that you don't really need turned on unless you're constantly switching between apps. My Apple Watch mainly stays on the watch face, as this has my messages, calendar, and my activity rings, so I don't need much else really running in the background. And if I'm using the watch, the app is open, because it'll be the workout app or something like that, and I will be on my watch interacting with it. So I turned it off because I just don't need it. But seeing how I got 30 hours easily wearing my Apple Watch, and I probably could have gone more because I was at 30% by the time I put it on the charger. I actually have a picture of it, so I'll throw it up right now. I was at 32%, and this was after a full, this was at 25 hours when I took this photo, and it definitely lasted a lot longer than that, as this photo was taken a day later in the battery settings. And I loved it because my watch lasted me all day. I had my blood oxygen readings. I had my heart rate measure. I didn't miss out on any of the features that the Apple Watch has. The only thing I might have missed out on when I wasn't near my phone was calls and stuff like in my notification. But if I'm not near my phone, you're not going to get them anyways, unless you have cellular. And I do not have cellular, so the cellular feature was turned off anyways because I don't have that option. Now, maybe if you have cellular, your results will be a little different, but have you ever tried to use low power mode? Because personally, I see it a step in the right direction from where we were, but it definitely is not the right solution to save battery life, in my opinion, as I just don't believe in it. While it's great on the iPhone, for an Apple Watch, handicapping my Apple Watch, I don't think is the right answer. I just don't believe that. I just don't see that as the right answer. I see my Apple Watch should work the way it works. I shouldn't be missing out on anything just because I want to save a little battery life. And that's what theater mode does. It'll turn off your always on display, but keep your Apple Watch working the exact same way as it was. So if you've used low power mode, let me know, because I'm very curious. Maybe you've tried using just theater mode, but I want to know with a comment below. And while you're down there, if you want to hit subscribe and like, I'd really appreciate that. But I want you to remember, today's a good day to make a great day, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.